Hey, good morning, everyone. Um, for practice this week, we're working on like some heart opening and then a little bit of hip opening. Uh, Nothing crazy, but for the heart space, I wanted to offer the intention of making space. And so, making space in our bodies when we're on our yoga mats, like allowing ourselves to like soften and open to the space that is available and to begin to like explore that edge of like what happens when we like really give ourselves permission to like soak into something. We're going to start our practice a little bit different this morning, and so we can kind of explore that in those moments in particular. But like soaking into our shapes to create space. Uh, and then off of our yoga mats, thinking about all the different ways that we can create space for ourselves. Sometimes that's creating space to be in solitude. Sometimes it's like creating space by doing like a little Marie Kondo situation, like clearing out old things, getting rid of what we no longer need. Um, Making space can be checking in with our calendars and really seeing like what am I prioritizing with my time, um, what am I not making time for, and reassessing in that way. So there's a whole bunch of different ways that we make space in our lives, um, and starting that process on your mat today and then seeing as you go into the rest of your day and maybe the rest of your week, where else your life is maybe craving to have some spaciousness, right? Especially as we move into like this next season when there's a lot going on and maybe a lot being asked of us, but making sure we are nurturing and caring for the space that we need so that we can show up as our best selves, and really honoring that, creating boundaries around that space. So we're gonna start our practice this morning in a seat. If you want to grab a yoga block to sit on, that's great. You can either be in a cross-legged seat or Virasana, your hero's pose, sitting on your shins. So whatever seat is most easeful for you this morning. And then just take a moment to start to settle into your space, maybe adjusting until you find something that feels comfortable, that feels supported and sustainable. And then placing your hands intentionally, this could be palms face down for grounding, palms face up for openness or receptivity, or hands on your body to feel contact with your breath, contact with the life force moving through you. And closing down your eyes if you haven't already. So you take your next deep breath in, feel your heart, your crown, your spine lengthen a little bit taller towards the sky. And maybe take an open mouth exhale, releasing that breath away. Your next deep breath in, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. With an open mouth exhale, slide them back and down. Let's take one more cleansing breath together. An expansive inhale, feel your breath reach wide in all directions. And as you're ready, open mouth exhale, clearing and creating space. And seal your lips. Begin to breathe deeply in and out of your nose, your Ujjayi pranayama. Noticing that as you place your focus, your attention on your breath, helps to clear some of the clutter from your mind, making space for you within your mind for greater clarity and understanding. Find 3 more rounds of Ujjayi pranayama. A slow, steady, intentional breath through your nose. Through your nose, a slow, steady, and complete breath out. Just exploring 2 more cycles at your own tempo and pace. With every cycle of breath, continuing to arrive to this moment and to your practice. This final breath, maybe just making the gentle commitment to really honor the boundary of the space of your practice. Right? To allow yourself to truly be here, present to your practice, not just in body, but also in heart and mind. Fully integrated with the moment at hand. When you're ready, take your time to slowly start to release your hands if they're on your body. Blink your eyes open. We're actually going to stay in a seat. If you're on a yoga block, you may or may not want to continue to sit on that yoga block. We're going to send our left leg out long in front of us. We'll bend our right knee. Sole of your right foot's going to come towards your inner left thigh. Maybe untucking the sits bones. As you flex your left toes to your face, take a big breath in, reach up high towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, tip forward any amount towards your left toes, finding a forward fold. As you breathe in, feel a little bit of extra extension of your heart and crown towards the front of the room. As you breathe out, allow yourself to soften into your shape. Maybe your head becomes heavy as you take 2 more rounds of breath. And then from this fold, as we rise up, we're going to be going towards our stargazer. So you can still do this if you're sitting on a block. You will be lifting your hips. Your right hand's going to swim back in space to your yoga mat behind you. As you begin to push the earth away, you're going to shift onto your right shin, lift your hips. As you find a little back bend, reach towards the back of the room, let your head release back. Maybe a swirl of your wrist in each direction. Maybe an arm circle in each direction. Starting to open the front line of your body. And as you begin to sit your hips back down to your block or to the earth, send your right leg long and just switch out your legs as you bend your left knee, sole of your left foot's coming towards your inner right thigh. Adjust your seat as needed. Flex your right toes to your face. Take a big breath in as you lengthen up towards the sky. And exhale for your initial fold forward. Once you find that kind of first point of resistance, that first point where you meet tension, inhale, heart and crown lengthen. You might draw out of the fold just a little bit. And as you exhale, soften into depth. So you take 2 more cycles of breath. You might repeat that same process. Maybe inhaling, think lengthen, a little bit of a lift. And exhale to soften and surrender towards the depth of your fold. One more slow breath, reaching the breath maybe to the back of your body this time. So thinking to your low back and along the back of your right leg. And as we rise up, finding that stargazer on second side, left hand swims back. Push the earth away, shift onto your left shin bone as you lift your hips. Getting that little bit of a back bend, again, perhaps a wrist swirl in each direction, or a big arm circle in each direction. When you're ready, sinking your hips back down to the earth, we'll start to find our way into a seat just for a moment. So again, this can be your cross-legged seat or Virasana Hero's Pose. We'll take a big breath in, reach your hands to the sky. As you exhale, goddess your arms. Pausing here, feel your shoulder blades drawing together. Think about pressing your elbows wide to the width of the room. And as you breathe out, let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Interlacing your fingers except for pointer fingers and thumbs. Begin to lengthen through your arms any amount here. And if your hands are kind of bumping into the earth like mine, just send your hands a little bit back in space if that's available. Or you can also bend your elbows and think about drawing your elbows towards each other instead. Okay, collarbones are wide, shoulders out of ears. Tip your left ear towards your left shoulder. Bending a stretch to the right side of your neck. Just one big breath in and out. Slowly inhale, crown of the head towards the sky. And exhale, second side, right ear drops towards your right shoulder. Creating space across the left side of your neck. Collarbones wide, shoulders out of ears. Take a big breath in. And a slow exhale. As you bring your head upright through neutral, releasing the clasp of your hands, go ahead and shift forward into your tabletop pose. And once you have your shoulders stacked over your wrists, your hips stacked over your knees, go ahead and inhale to your cow pose. So begin to scoop your heart and tailbone to the ceiling. Think about pulling your ribcage forward and anchor down through your knees to press your sitting bones back and up. So you're actively stretching through your belly. Let's pause here as we take our exhale, maybe find a little shift forwards and backwards. And just listening to your breath, another inhale will fill up. And this time as you breathe out, slow motion, press and curl to your cat pose, maybe leading with the tuck of your tailbone. Feel your low belly draw in. Big push away of the earth. And a slight tuck of your chin. Kicking down through your shin bones, through your hands. Maybe find a little shift forwards and backwards. We'll start to come back to neutral tabletop as we inhale. Hips stay stacked over your knees, Anahatasana, your puppy pose. Walk your hands out in front of you, and then bring your forehead or your chest down to the earth. So hips are high, heart is low. Find 2 deep breaths. Taking your time, begin to push the earth away, walk back through your tabletop. Then anchoring through your hands, now step into your high plank pose. Pushing the earth away, feet step back. You're really active and engaged through your front line, including your quadriceps, your thighs. And a little bit of a squeeze through your seat and big push through your arms. Take a full inhale in. And as you exhale, shift forward towards your tippy toes, knees up or down, lower all the way to your belly, finding care in the transition, slow and strong to the earth. Untuck your toes, zipping your legs up together. Take a breath in to find your low cobra. Heart peels away from your yoga mat. And as you breathe out, can you stay lifted? Just find a little bit of length through the nape of your neck. Right, elbows are reaching back and squeezing to the midline as you take an extra inhale in. And exhale to release. And hands will go wide for our gecko pose. Fingertips tempted to the earth, elbows pointing to the ceiling. Take an inhale, begin to lift, first using the strength of your spine. As you stay lifted on your exhale, engage your belly, navel pulls up and in. And with your second breath in, option to push into your fingertips and a little bit more height through your heart. Think about drawing your shoulders out of your ears. Full moment here. Continue to flow your breath. When you're ready, go ahead and lower straight down all the way back to the earth. Hands will come to frame your rib cage once again. This time as we inhale, we're going to press all the way to our upward facing dog. As you lengthen your arms, float your thighs, but allow your hips to remain sinking towards the earth. Big push as you lift your heart and crown up. And then downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. And take a moment here, finding any movement that feels right for your down dog this morning. So perhaps a slow paddle through your feet. You can bend and extend through your knees. Windshield wipers of your heels side to side to open through your side body can be nice. And then checking in with your neck, releasing and relaxing through your head. Good. Take one more breath just to feel into your downward facing dog. Maybe returning to your Ujjayi Pranayama if that is faded, so that really full intentional breath through your nose. And that slow mindful exhale through your nose. From our downward facing dog, with your next breath in, begin to reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Engaging through your belly, pull navel to spine and feel how your right glute begins to fire up a little bit more. Now moving from the strength of your right glute, draw a really slow circle with your right knee in each direction. So trying to use that full range of motion, as big of a circle as you can, and the movement is coming from the strength of your right glute. And from here, three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg, take a big breath in. Right knee towards your right shoulder as you exhale out, shift forward. Three-legged dog, inhale, re-extend your right leg to the sky. Use your exhale and your core to place your right foot forward in between your hands. Do you find your low lunge rising to your fingertips or maybe yoga blocks? Left knee is going to sink towards a hover. Use a breath in to pull your chest forward and through. Think exhale, releasing your hips energetically down. And as you breathe in, elongation through your spine, a reach through your heart and crown. Maybe find some movement here if that feels good as your body continues to wake up. And following your breath, your inhale will prepare. And your exhale will begin to lengthen your legs for your hamstring stretch, your cat lunge. As you lengthen your legs, making any adjustments here. As you find your hamstring stretch, think about plugging your right thigh bone into your pelvis. Gentle inner thigh engagement. Maybe inhale towards a little half lift through your heart. And as you exhale, maybe dive towards your right thigh. Let your head be heavy for a breath. From here, we'll start to bend into our front knee, setting your feet up like high crescent legs. Once your feet are hips distance, strong through your left toes, your right foot. Begin to push and rise to your high crescent lunge. Take your time as you make that journey upwards with your inhale. And lighting up through your front line, feel your front ribs drawing in, navel to spine. On exhale, find a reaching crescent. This doesn't have to be a big tip forward, just a little reach up at the diagonal. Having more upward energy will actually be helpful. Keeping your core engaged, begin to lean into your right foot so much that you come to left tippy toes. Big, big push through your right foot, big engagement through your belly. Chair pose, hands to heart. Left foot steps forward, hands find heart center. Take a breath in as you rise up tall, lengthening through your legs, tree pose. Right foot to your inner left calf. You could also reach down and pull your right foot to your inner left thigh. Yeah. So any version of tree, right foot to inner left leg. I'm finding a little bit of refinement here. As you anchor through your four corners of your left foot, can you feel an upward energy through the arch of your left foot? And feel how that upward energy through the arch of your left foot continues to help activate through your inner left thigh, maybe your pelvic floor. And taking one more cycle of breath here, right knee is opening wide towards the right side of the room. And take your time to find your one-legged mountain. As you bring your right knee forward, reach your hands to the sky. Feel your tailbone lengthening towards the earth. And then slowly we're going to step back to a warrior one. Let's find our way through airplane pose. So take your time, giving your airplane just a moment to find your warrior one. Land your right tippy toes to the earth first. And then pivot your right heel down to ground through your right foot. So finding that 45-ish degree angle through your back foot. So you activate down through your strong right leg. Feel free to adjust your feet as needed. And then think about energetically squaring your hips towards the front of the room. You can use your hands as a tool here to feel where your hips are in space. When you're ready, begin to reach your hands up high. Take a nice big breath in. On exhale, we'll find our goddess arms, elbows start to open. Okay, pause, feel your shoulder blades, lift your heart proud as you breathe in. Hands will fall to interlace behind us. We're going to go left thumb on top of right, breath out. So as we go throughout class today, you can either have bent elbows, drawing your elbows towards each other, shoulder blades squeezed together, or you can find length through your arms. Find a little lift of your hip bones up to the sky, just so we're not dumping into the low back. As you open your collarbones here, the first breath we're going to stay upright. Think inhale, slight lift of your chin towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, shoulders stay out of ears. This time, inhale, find a lift of your chin, maybe a lift of your heart as well. Exhale towards your humble warrior. So this is our first one. You don't have to go into your deepest variation. Lengthening forward and down to the inside of your left thigh. Relax your head. Think about reaching away through your knuckles to pull your shoulders out of your ears. Maybe pull the heels of your hands a little closer together as well. Then really settle into your lunge, one big breath in. On exhale, release your hands to the earth. You're going to frame your left foot. As you rotate onto your right tippy toes, twist your left hand to the sky, twisted low lunge. You may need to scooch your right toes back or adjust your feet. Big breath in as you push into your right hand. We're going side plank. Continue to face the left side of the room as your left foot comes to join your right, either stacking your feet, maybe staggering your feet. You always have the option for your right knee to release for some support. Take a big breath in, lengthening through both side bodies. And as you exhale, high plank, slowly bring it to your center. Take a breath in as you shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So just making the mindful choice, the conscious choice of what your body needs in this moment. We'll meet back in our downward facing dog. And once you arrive, take a big breath through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. We'll start to inhale, left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Use your out breath to pull navel to spine first. And then once your core is engaged, bend your knee and open your hip. Actively pull your left heel close to your body. Then using the strength of your left glute, find a slow big circle in each direction with your left knee. So really moving from the strength of your muscle so you warm up your hip joint. Inhale, three-legged dog, extend. Exhale, left knee towards your left shoulder, pushing the earth away as you shift forward. Feel your front ribs knit in. From your core, navel to spine, three-legged dog. Lift your left leg up high. On breath out, place your left foot forward between your thumbs. Right knee starts to sink to hover. Cow lunge is your breath in. And then sink and soak into your hip stretch as you breathe out. Maybe find a little bit of movement here. Offering your shape one more inhalation. With exhalation, begin to find your hamstring stretch. Extension through both your legs. You can find like a little pedal action to the back foot. Again, plug your left thigh bone in. Feel your right hip hug forward. Inner thighs actively squeeze the midline. As we take a breath, maybe even a little halfway lift first. And as you breathe out, maybe dive towards your left leg. Try to let your head be really heavy for a breath. Start to set yourself up for your high crescent lunge. Right, nice and strong through your legs as you push into your feet, energizing through your center. Your entire inhale is that transition to rise up. Good. As you exhale, lighting up your core to support your low back. Bring that little tip forward towards your reaching crescent. So this can be more high. This can be a little bit lower. Your goal is to feel the effort in your left leg, your core, and your low back to feel supported, yeah? As you find that big shift forward into your left foot, really feel your center shift into your left foot. So your right foot is really light, as if you were gonna go to your airplane pose. And then your core brings your right foot forward to Utkatasana. So you step into your chair, hands to heart. And then root into your feet, inhaling to your tree pose. Left foot comes to inner right calf or thigh. Vrikshasana. Have any arms within your tree. You want to make sure your left foot is either above or below your knee joint. And then with your left foot above or below your knee joint, begin to press leg and foot together. Maintaining that lift through your right arch. Activation through pelvic floor and core. Inhaling to lift a little bit higher through heart and crown. As you exhale, maybe soften through your jaw and the space of your forehead. To our one-legged mountain, breathing in, left knee sides forward and up, reach top. You're gonna exhale through your airplane into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Starting that slow step back, taking your time. As your left toes lower to the earth, rotate your left heel down, Virabhadrasana 1. And maybe your hands provide a check-in just to feel where your hips are in space, adjusting your feet as needed. And then from there, big breath in, heart and hands lift up high. Exhale to find your goddess arms. Okay, checking in with your body for the degree of back bend that you would like to add or take away. And interlacing your hands behind you, right thumb goes on top this time. Collarbone squeeze wide as your shoulder blades squeeze together. Feel that active opening at your chest. Then inhale, think chin gently towards the ceiling. Doesn't have to be a big lift. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin to lift. And exhale, humble warrior, diving down. As you find your humble warrior, now even though a majority of your weight is over your front leg, can you still find energy through your back leg? So really root through your left foot. Head is heavy. Take a nice big breath in. As you slowly exhale your breath out, releasing your hands down to the earth to frame your left foot. We'll bring your left palm to your yoga mat. Spin onto your left toes. Maybe scooch your left toes back a little bit. Twisted low lunge towards the right. Reach your right hand high. You could stay right here. If you'd like to move into your side plank, really strong through your left hand. Try to go slow in the transition. Right foot meets your left. Now as you push the earth away to lift your hips, also think about pulling
your left hand towards your left foot to lengthen your heart, your crown towards the front of the room. Big breath in. Exhale to find high plank, going super slow, using your core stability to support that transition. From your plank, breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, you choose chaturanga or downward facing dog. And taking your time, every inhale full, and every exhale complete. As you find our downward facing dog, let's reset with the breath. Inhale through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. With a breath in, your right leg reaches high. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or maybe slowly tip into your wild thing. Left leg stays long, right knee stays bent, like you're moving through your side plank, right tippy toes to the earth. Lift your hips, similar to that stargazer from the beginning. Maybe look towards the front of the room, allowing your head to fall back a little bit. Three-legged dog, return your right hand to the earth. Hips stay high, big breath in, reach your right leg tall. Exhale, right knee towards your right shoulder, and may or may not connect. We hold for breath in. Feel your heart pulling forward as you stay for breath out. Three-legged dog, inhale, right leg reaches. And exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Just for your breath in, cow lunge, left knee sinks towards the earth. And then just for your exhale, cat lunge, extend both of your legs. We'll bend into our front knee like before to set up for our high crescent. And then using your inhalation, root to rise, high crescent lunge. On our exhale, find your reaching crescent. Again, the tip forward is up to you. Now we're gonna find like that same action as before, but we're gonna do a little pulse. So from your reaching crescent, really lean into your right foot, left tippy toe just barely on the earth. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hands to heart, just tap your left tippy toes next to your right foot. And then step back into your reaching crescent as you inhale. One more, just like that. Exhale, hands to heart, pushing through your right foot, left foot taps forward. Then inhale, reaching crescent, step back. This time, exhale, chair pose, hands to heart, left foot steps all the way forward. Shifting your energy into your left leg now, figure four your right ankle on your left thigh. So rise up just enough to find your figure four. So you flex your right ankle. Send your sits bones back and down. Now think about pressing your right ankle actively into your left thigh. So your right hip is getting a more active stretch, but also use that press of your right ankle into your left thigh to help you get proud through your heart. So think, push your right shin bone down to help create some openness at your chest, length through your spine. One more inhale. And one more slow exhale. As we root to rise, and getting strong through your center. Hands can stay at heart or reach to the sky. We're gonna do one hip circle in each direction. So just like we did in our three-legged dog, just one big hip circle, trying to use the strength of your right glute. And then just reverse that circle, go the opposite way. We'll move it back through our airplane. And we'll meet back in our warrior one, just like we did before. Right toes lower. As you rotate your right heel down, reaching high with your in-breath. Goddess your arms as you breathe out. Pause with goddess arms, take an extra inhale in. Hands interlaced behind us, left thumb on top of exhale. Breathe in to puff your heart up high. On your out breath, humble warrior, dive forward any amount.
Strong through both your legs, strong through your center. Take one inhale and one exhale. This time we're gonna root to rise as you press to your feet. Slowly rise all the way up through your warrior one. And then open into warrior two, making any adjustments through your feet. In your warrior two, big breath in, reverse your warrior. Left hand's gonna reach up and back. Exhale, side angle, slowly submit forward. Right hand to the sky. And then let your breath take you through 2 more cycles. Your inhale to reverse. Lower body stays the same through this movement. Your exhale to find side angle. Long and strong through your right leg. Last cycle here. Feel your left knee actively opening to the wall that's now behind your heart to the left side of the room. This final round of side angle is then going to take you to a reverse triangle. With the breath in, lengthen your left leg and reach your left hand to the sky. As we exhale, moving through a star pose, turn your toes towards the long edge of your yoga mat. Reach both hands to the ceiling. Hands to heart center, goddess squat. Pivot your heels in and sink into your squat, making any adjustments to your feet. I'm going to flip around to face you, but you stay facing the right side of the room. And from our goddess squat, imagine a little bit of like an anchor from your tailbone to the ground. So your low back is long and spacious. And reach both hands to the ceiling, taking a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to find a side bend. Begin to lean to your left. As you reach your right hand over your head, sweep your left hand across your belly so your arms are framing your face. Really feel your right obliques. With a breath in, slowly move through center. Both hands go high. As you exhale, switch. Left hand reaches overhead. Right hand's going to sweep across your midsection. Feel your left obliques firing up. And then bring it back to your center, both hands high. Now from your goddess squat, we're going to be taking a warrior two to the back of the room. So the easiest way to do this transition, spin your left heel away towards the front of your yoga mat. Once your left leg is long, rotate your right toes forward. With your inhale, reverse your warrior, right hand reaches up and back. As you exhale, you can choose side angle or half moon. For half moon, look forward, shift into your strong right leg, and then push the earth away. Left leg's gonna float up. Energizing through your left foot. Your outer left hip begins to engage. As you take one more breath here, think left shoulder tips to step over your right. We'll all slowly find our way back to a warrior two. No rush if you're taking your time to explore a little bit more. Now from our warrior two, we're going to windmill all the way through into a twisted low lunge to face the opposite side of the room. So windmill down like you're going to a low lunge, but left hand comes to the earth. You're going to keep swinging your right hand back and up to the ceiling. You're now on your left tippy toes. You're in your twisted side lunge, facing what is the left side of the room when we're facing forward. From here, maybe find your side plank. You can also take a horizon lunge stretch instead, so you can step your right foot all the way back to side plank, or you can just turn all 10 toes to the side of the room that you're facing for your horizon lunge. Wherever you are, open chest, big breath in. High plank is our exhale. Right hand returns to the earth. Fill your lungs with a full breath in. Then you make the decision, chaturanga or down dog as you exhale. Think about lengthening from crown to elbows as you lower. Right? Lifting rib cage away from hips in your up dog. And then from your core strength, downward facing dog. Once you arrive back in your down dog, take a big breath in.
And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Well, we're gonna find our way all the way back around. So an inhale sweeps your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Option to stay right here, or option to slowly and mindfully transition into your wild thing. Any little micro bends at your right elbow as you twist your heart open, reaching and looking back, breath in. Can you keep your hips high as you return to your three-legged dog? There's no rush as your left hand lands. Hips stay lifted, left leg to the sky as your inhale. Left knee towards your left shoulder as you exhale. Long and strong as you hold for a breath in. Can you lift your left thigh a little higher, push your right toes a little stronger as you breathe out. Three-legged dog, the left leg lengthens up and back. And then step your left foot forward with care, keeping your core active as your left foot arrives at the top. Deep breath in, cow lunge, sink your hips, open your chest. With your exhale, it's cat lunge. Just for a moment, adjust your feet, lengthen through your legs. Setting up for your high crescent, slow motion, strong belly, root to rise with your breath in. On your exhale, find that tip forward, reaching crescent. Lean into your left foot, coming to right tippy toes, deep breath. As you breathe out, core lights up so much, hands to heart, tap your right toes to the front. As you inhale, reaching crescent, reach and tap. You can keep your weight shifted forward over your left leg if you want to. Same thing, exhale, hands to heart, really push through your left foot, use your core, right foot taps forward. On your breath in, reaching crescent, step back. Exhale to your chair pose, hands, spine, heart center, right foot meets your left this time. And then shifting into the strength of your right leg. Left leg's going to figure four on top of your right thigh. Stretching your sit bones towards the short edge of your yoga mat behind you. Actively flex your left ankle. And again, think about pressing your left shin bone into your right thigh to help create an openness at your chest. And then last 2 rounds of breath. Taking your time, one-legged mountain pose, breathing in, hands can be at heart or reach up. Take a hip circle in each direction. Your breath continues to flow. You'll travel back through your airplane. Destination is Warrior One. Taking your time to lower with control. As you land lightly into Virabhadrasana. One big breath in. Goddess arms is your exhale out. Pause as you inhale, open your chest. Hands interlace behind us, right thumb on top of left with exhale. Breathe in, puff up through your heart. On your out breath, humble warrior, dive down. Again, the depth is up to you. You're here for one breath in and one breath out. Re-engage through your legs and your core, then slowly root to rise, Warrior One. With your out breath, open into your Warrior Two. Breath in to reverse your warrior, right hand reaches. Exhale guides you into side angle. Attune around your breath tempo. Just following the cadence of your inhale and your exhale. After your third round, we meet in a side angle. So eventually you're going to be in your side angle. Right arm low, left fingertips reaching to the sky. Take as much time as you need to get there. From your side angle, root down to reverse your triangle. As you lengthen your right leg, toss your right hand up and back. Big breath in. Okay. As you exhale, star pose. And into your goddess squat, hands to heart, sinking down through your pelvis. Again, I'm just gonna flip to face you. Okay, so once you're in your goddess squat, can we draw our front ribs in a little bit? Find length through your tailbone, really feel your glutes light up. So sometimes to get more glute engagement, instead of sinking lower, you're actually gonna lift a little bit higher, really lengthen and tuck a little bit through the pelvis, and think about moving your knees wide with your glute and inner thigh strength. From there, reach your hands high, big breath in. You're gonna lean to your right first this time. As you lean to the right, left hand goes overhead, or right hand sweeps across your body. Fire up your core with intention and purpose. Breathing in, rise and reach tall. Second side, lean to your left, right hand goes overhead, left hand sweeps across. You're engaging your core to support your spine. And then inhale through center. Okay, to find our way into warrior two to the top of your yoga mat. Again, you're gonna wanna spin your right heel away to the back of your yoga mat first. So right heel spins away, right leg lengthens. Left toes turn open to the front. With a breath in, reverse your warrior. Exhaling either side angle, or shift into your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Really drawing into your belly strength. Extend your tailbone towards the back of the yoga mat. Take one more round of breath, whatever shape you're in. And see how slow and how controlled you can rise or lower into your warrior two. Just finding intention along the transition, mindfulness in the space between. We'll start to windmill down into our twisted low lunge to face the left side of the room. As your right hand comes to the earth, keep your left hand swinging back and up, and you'll rotate onto your right toes. So you have many options here. You can stay here in your twisted low lunge. You can turn into your horizon lunge, or you can find your side plank. Either way, right hand is your base. Little micro bend to the elbow as you push the earth away. Take a nice big breath in. And we'll exhale, low lunge to the front, or rather high plank, left foot steps back. Inhale glides you forward. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Last opportunity to flow, if that's interesting for you in this moment. In your downward facing dog, let your knees find the earth, child's pose, balasana. Knees wide, big toes come to touch. Drop your hips to your heels. Option for prayer hands at the base of your skull to open through your triceps and shoulders. We're here for 2 cycles of breath. And just when you're ready, there's no rush, you're going to slowly rise up through a seat. Just tipping over to either side, send your legs out in front of you as you shift forward. Legs will go long. With an inhale, reach towards the ceiling. As you exhale, forward fold towards your thighs. One breath in, and one breath out. From your forward fold, inhale to lengthen up towards the ceiling once again. This time using your core, your exhale will slowly roll you down to your back body. Using your hands, reaching forward as counterbalance, as your core lowers you all the way to the earth. You find your way to your back body, gather both your knees to your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze, maybe a little rock from side to side. Or perhaps draw some circles with your knees. Let's take a breath in together. And then open mouth, exhale, release. Finding your bridge pose, knees will stay bent. Place your feet to the earth, about hips distance apart. Once you have the stacking of your joints, ankles underneath your knees, take a deep breath in. On your breath out, rooting through your feet, begin to lift your hips to the sky. Feel a slight lengthening of your tailbone forward towards the front of the room. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. And as you light up to the strength of your center, 2 Ujjayi breaths. So full inhale through your nose. Slow and steady exhale through your nose. One more cycle of breath. Maybe imagine as you press the 4 corners of your feet, like you're trying to drag the arches of your feet together, squeezing an imaginary block between your inner thighs. And then once you are ready to release, slow motion, just let your hips lower down to the earth. When your pelvis lands to your yoga mat, bring both your knees to your chest. Take a breath in. And allow your knees to fall to the left with your exhale, gentle twist. As you offer your body 2 cycles of breath in this shape, you give yourself again permission just to be right here, right now. Okay, totally focused in the inhale, in your exhale. Okay, curious with the sensations as your breath enters and exits your body. Eventually, a breath in is going to migrate your knees back to the midline. And as you breathe out, transfer your knees over to the right. Gentle twist, second side. The bones of your legs be heavy. Feel your left shoulder sink back towards the earth. And again, place all of your attention, all of your focus, your concentration on your breath. There is no rush, but as you're ready, you'll bring yourself back to center. Knees will stay bent. Place your feet to the earth, maybe a little bit wider than hips distance. Just slowly windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Tick-tocking your knees left to right, back and forth for a few rounds. Checking in to notice if there's anything else specific that your body is craving or requesting. Then over the next couple cycles of breath, either adding any final shapes or movements in, or you might start to pull your knees to your heart. Curl your forehead or your nose up to your knees, tuck in tight. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, exhaling to release into your Shavasana. Send your arms and your legs out. Allow your head, shoulders, hips, and heels all to become heavy. As you invite your eyes to drop shut.
as any lingering tension begins to melt away from your jaw and your shoulders. Filling the space that you created through your practice in your body, your heart, and your mind. To drop you a little bit deeper into these last few minutes of rest. Maybe take one more deep inhale in. And an open mouth exhale out. Begin to gradually deepen your breath. Not forcing the breath, but allowing each inhale just to naturally get a little bit fuller. As you bring your attention back to your breath. Noticing how as your inhales slowly and gradually expand, your exhales will naturally start to lengthen in response. As you find depth in your breath once again, perhaps you bring one or both hands to your heart. As we take this final pause of deep appreciation for this practice, pausing for gratitude of this practice that allows us to show up as we are, always meet us where we're at, and provide us tools to navigate the ups, the downs, and any turbulence that is placed on our path and that is part of this human experience. With gratitude and appreciation for these tools, for this time and this space that we shared, for our bodies and for our breath, let's take one more deep inhale in. As you're ready, one more open mouth exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, always leading us to live with greater authenticity and to love more deeply each and every day. Thanks so much for showing up and taking this time, and namaste.